it's looking very good that they either take the win or a medal, but Spain's Saracanta is sitting in a good position to take a medal here in this men's giant slalom. We will go through the fastest 30 from the first run and have a brief break as these later runners are too far off the pace to make any changes to the top standings. And then we will continue on with our second run start list through these final runners. New Zealand on the list, Kazakhstan, Brazil on the start list, as well as Greece, the Netherlands, Belgium, Taipei, Israel, Albania there. And the final runner in this second run and in this race will be Benjamin Lewis Goldsmith. Just a few minutes away here from the start of this second run. Men's giant slalom race here in Narvik, Norway. Spain could win a medal. The first ever world junior medal was won by Anders Mintegay. A second place, a silver medal in the Super G back in 2024 in Port du Soleil. Have never won a gold at the Junior Worlds. The last time Norway won the gold in the men's giant slalom was in 2022 in the Panorama Resort in Canada, where Alex Steen Olsen took gold, and he also won a double gold at those Junior Worlds, winning the slalom and the giant slalom.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, the second round of giant slalom competition. 26 in Narvik. First. And we start with rank 30 from first.
Okay, 2 minutes in between the last four runners.
44 gates at today's second run. Horses for Johannesburg. 42 turns, 44 gates.
Still holding a forerunner in the start gate here, so just a couple minutes delay to the 2 p.m. start time, local time here in Narvik. Huge efforts have been made by the course crew and the course workers as the temperatures aren't very cold. This morning in the first run, efforts were made to put salt down and try and harden up that racetrack, but it's quite slushy and the snow isn't binding together to create that hard surface. So we'll have a look at and see how things hold up here in the second run. They held up, well, it got rough, it got bumpy and rutted, but we were able to run everyone in the first run, which is great. First forerunner here pushing out of the start gate. After the conclusion of today's men's giant slalom, 2 more events left to contest here at the Junior Worlds, both the men's and women's slalom events. The women's slalom going out tomorrow, followed by the men's slalom on Sunday, the 15th of March. The jury here today and over the course of the week, while the technical delegate TD for these events is Petri Tumiokowski for Finland. He also basically is the chief, runs everything for the Levy World Cup events. Wim Russell for FIS, for the FIS, is the referee, as well as Jordi Pujol, assistant referee for the FIS. Forerunners giving a good test of the track, the snow surface. They usually give a little report at the finish area. It also gives the coaches a chance to give a report to the early starters, just to either confirm what they saw in inspection or make some small adjustments. This course set already looks like it'll be much quicker than the first run, not quite as offset, so the turn's not swinging across the slope quite as much. But with that rut that was there from the first run, the second run course setter will have been a little bit limited as to where he could set.
That was 4 under number 2.
Allez, fire up.
Well, we quickly get ready here for the first racer in this men's giant slalom second run, the conclusion of this giant slalom at the FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships here in Narvik. Myself, Britt Janik, the FIS TV team here to bring you all of this live ski racing action to conclude this men's giant slalom. Wearing bib 18, finished 30th after the first run and gets the first go at this second run course. Still some big wide turns here on this opening steep pitch. Again, you can see this is very similar to the first run. The Swedish coach having to just make small adjustments, trying to move out of that rut that was created. And we've lost sight here of Kurba. There he is on that little flat section off the pitch and then over this final little roll. And here's where the tempo and rhythm quickens up. These racers having to put behind them that first run and take charge here on the second run. Out of Mount Mansfield Academy, 8 Europa Cup starts for John Kurba across GS, Super G and downhill, and he's finished here this second run, setting the target time of 2 minutes, 10 seconds, .10.
Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack. Come on, Jack. Ah!
Huge cheer out of the start gate for Jack Spencer, the Swiss skier. His advantage over Kurba, 0.06 of a second out of Gstaad. 20 years of age.
1:20.38, so trading with 2200s.
This is his last year competing as a junior.
Jack Spencer, Switzerland.
Just pick him up here over this rise. He's off the pace by 0.36 of a second to John Kurba and goes a little bit wide on that red gate. Similar errors came on that exact turn in the first run. 0.79 off the pace now. I think the lead of Kurba will be safe from the Swiss skier Jack Spencer. Approaching the finish line here, racer number 2 on this second run, skis into second position, 0.88 back of the American Kurba. Rafael Zangal on course for Austria, first of the Austrians here in this second run. Started with bib 46, skied himself into 28th position. Has the green light here at the opening split, and looks as though those turns on the pitch go a little bit wider, really making the skier work the whole length of the turn on their giant slalom skis. Rafael Zangel now for Austria. Has fallen off the pace by 18/100ths of a second. Trying to find some extra speed here on the closeout. Important to work all of these little rollers. And the tempo lifts 13/100ths of a second off the pace at that final intermediate. It will be close here at the line. The Austrian, Rafael Zangel, skis into second position, 19/100ths back of John Kerbach.
Leader John Kerbach, USA. That was Rafael Zangel, Austria. 46.
5, 4,
Benno Brandes on course now for the Germans. He started outside the top 30 and made it into the fastest 30, which gave him this good start here on the second run. A few errors coming into play here. Really trying to cut that line. We might say pinch the line in ski racing terms. And he survived the upper part of this track. 19 years of age from Oberstdorf. Made his World Cup debut in Sun Valley last year at the World Cup finals, and that was because he won the Super G in Tarvisio at the junior. So every junior that wins here at these Junior World Ski Championships gets invited to compete at the World Cup finals. Oh, and it's too many errors, one too many for Benno Brandes. He skis out on the second to last gate.
Podium so far.
Next in the start gate for Great Britain is Zach Carrick Anderson. His twin brother Freddie sits in 5th for Great Britain after the first run. Zach Carrick-Smith preparing here for his second run, 19 years of age, already has started on the World Cup Tour. That came just recently as he pushed out of the start gate of the slalom race in Kranjska Gora. Beautiful views here from the slopes overlooking Narvik. Well, spotted in the crowd there is the rest of the British racers watching on, but Luca Carrick-Smith was there, the older brother of Zach and Freddie, who are racing here today. Luca picked up first ever Junior World Ski Championship medal for Great Britain with a third place finish at last year's slalom event in Tarvisio. And here Zach out on course, up by 0.38 of a second at the opening split. Has that smooth course here on the second run with this early start. Started with bib 17 on the first run. Coached by his parents, Mom Emma Carrick Anderson, who raced for the British team, and Phil Smith, have traveled and trained and really developed some strong, very athletic young ski racers who are making their mark on the junior stage and starting to step up onto the World Cup stage. 0.25 of a second has the green light here. Zach Carrick Smith looking to take the lead away from John Kerbaugh, the American, who leads at the moment early in this second run. Zach Carrick Smith skis into top spot by 0.25 of a second. Good, clean, and composed second run there from Zach. On course now, Enrico Valentino Zucchini for the Italian team, 20 years of age. His older brother Francesco races for the Italian team on the Europa Cup Tour. From the Como area in Italy, and which of course isn't too far from the slopes of Bormio, where the men's alpine events were held for the Milano Cortina Olympic Winter Games. 0.92 back as he goes across that flatter section, and now this lower part of the track needs to find over a second to take the lead, and at the third split he's lost a little bit more time. Enrico Valentino Zucchini through these final turns now, and skis into fifth position, 1.18 back of the lead.
You got this, come on.
Axel Lindemeyer on course now for the USA. So his advantage over Zach Carrick Smith is 0.08 of a second in the start gate. These wider turns definitely challenging on this steeper pitch. And Lindemeyer working hard to get good purchase of the outside ski above that gate, so he's able to then release the lower half of the turn and pull speed from one turn to the next. Well, he's 0.62 of a second off the pace at interval number 2. Top 10 finish at last year's Junior Worlds in the Super G with a 7th place finish. His mom, Wendy Fisher, is an Olympian from the 1992 Albertville Games, the U.S. ski team. Oh, troubles for Lindemeyer here on the closeout, but he makes it to the line, skis into 4th position, 0.96 back.
Go, 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 go.
Aurelio Rich on course for Switzerland. Missed out on the Tarvisio Junior Worlds, but did compete in 2024 in Saint-Jean-d'Alpes in France. He's from Valence in Switzerland. Now his lead of 0.15 of a second in the start hut is gone. He trails by 0.03 of a second. And now off of the steep upper section, carries his speed out across the flats. He's close, 0.01 of a second off the pace of Zach Carrick Smith. Carrick Smith for the moment moving up a few places in the second run, but that run could hold for just a little bit longer. However, the Swiss skier trying to do his best to steal that lead from Carrick Smith, but it's getting away from him here through these final turns. Aurelio Wirsch for Switzerland. across the line, takes the top spot. Switzerland go into the lead by 18 hundredths of a second. Racer number 42 from the first run skied himself into 22nd position, tying with Aurelio Wirsch, our current leader. Italy are on course here, 18 years of age. Oh, apologies. This is the Italian, Ruffinoni. Ruffinoni from Lecco. Oh, and he's into trouble on the bottom part of the pitch. Needs to, and again, trouble on those right-footed turns. Off by 0.75 of a second now for Ruffinoni. Luca finished 16th in the Super G here on Monday. Was competing in the Europa Cups in Opdal. 1.07 off the pace now. Oh, he did all that work to get into the top 30 on the first run. Started with bib 42, had the rougher and tougher course. Now with this cleaner track, he struggles to put a clean run together. 8th position for Ruffinoni.
Go, 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 Giuliano, go!
Juliana Fuchs on course now for Switzerland. Switzerland lead the way at the bottom. And Fuchs, another racer with a strong first run to get into the top 30. Up by 19 hundredths of a second. And these are good, clean, but dynamic turns from Fuchs. Now starts to let it go, release. These turns get a little bit tighter, not quite as offset as they are up on the pitch. Still holds the green light by 3 hundredths of a second here. Juliana Fuchs. Either takes the lead for Switzerland. Oh, and he has found more time, up by almost half a second now for Juliana Fuchs. Just needs to pay attention here to these final few turns. Good work from Fuchs. The Swiss skier takes the lead away from his teammate Wirsch. Goes into top position by 0.41 of a second.
Makes a lead ahead of teammate
Stanislav Zarsinski in the start gate. Racer 56. Impressive first run, and needs to put 2 runs together here. He's lost that advantage that he had in the start cut. He's now off the pace by 0.36 of a second. Oh, and he's gone down. Just makes the blue gate. Oh, and now he's skied through it, and that's a DNF for Zarsinski, the Polish skier who had worked so hard on that first run. Good approach to that left-footed turn on the red gate, but just throws the shoulders into the turn a little too much. Not able to keep that strong grip on that outside turning ski. So racer number 20 is in the start gate. We go to Davide Castellunger, the Italian from Alta Badia. Castellunger on course here. Making our way through these fastest racers from the first run. Gets into a little bit of trouble on the bottom of the steeps here. And this is where the tempo really starts to lift. Those opening turns down the steep pitch are wide. It takes a different tactic It's a little bit steeper. It will get bumpier, and then now from the flat section above all the way to the finish, the tempo lifts. Couple of rhythm changes as the course swings from left to right. Nice, interesting course set here from the Swedish coach. David Kastelungar for Italy skis into 6th position, 1.53 back. Switzerland sit 1 and 2 with Juliana Fuchs leading the way. William Halkvist on course now for Sweden, 18th after the first run. Inching closer to the fastest 15 from the first run. Still with the advantage for Halkvist. 18 years of age. Has 7 Europa Cup starts. That first Europa Cup start was last season for Halkvist in Zinal. Still searching for his first top 30 finish on the Europa Cup tour, and that would give him some Europa Cup points. William Halkvist, 0.55 off the pace. Can he find a little something extra here on the closeout? William Halkvist for Sweden into 6th position, 1.19 back. No change to the fastest 3. Zach Carrick-Smith for Great Britain sitting in that 3rd position. We go to the French skier Arthur Hood. Out of Val Thorens. 19 years of age. Oh, and he's into trouble here on the opening part of this track. Just fighting the turn. I often see some of the racers when it looks smooth and they're calm. But here, there's definitely good intensity here in Hood's skiing, but he's off the pace by 0.4 of a second. Missing that calm, smooth, settled look to his skiing, but he's making up for it with a really high level and high intensity here from Hood, but he's off the pace by 1.14 of a second. Juliana Fuchs leads the way. Aurelio Riersch for Switzerland in 2nd. Zach Carrick-Smith in 3rd. John Kerba for the USA was first out of the start gate, still sits 4th. Arthur Hood drops into 10th position here on this second run, 12th fastest in the second run.
First Norwegian, it's Juliana Fuchs.
Peter Lunder for Norway on course now. 16th after the first run, 0.24 of a second is his advantage from the start hut that he carries in from the first run over our current leader, Juliana Fuchs. 3 World Cup starts to his name in the slalom discipline. First one in Levy at the start of this winter season. Only 1 slalom left on the World Cup tour, and that's the finals to decide who takes the globe in the men's slalom World Cup discipline. 0.3 back now for Peter Lunder. It's from it was from Oslo and is part of a club just outside of Oslo, Stuyvek. 0.86 off the pace. The top 3 at the moment separated by 0.59 of a second. This will not change up the podium positions. He drops into 8th position, 1.55 back. He'll change the fastest 5 ranked racers here on the second run. Charlie Woodbridge for France is next to go. 15th fastest after the first run.
First split, Woodbridge, 3900.
Charlie Woodbridge out of the Club de Spa de Courchevel in France. Well, he had the green light at the first split. Now as he moves off of the steep section, he's increased that advantage by 0.68 of a second ahead of Juliano Fuchs. 12 Europa Cup starts for Charlie Woodbridge. 0.34 is his advantage now, and just gets a little bit late and low on the line. Good recoveries here from the French skier. Charlie Woodbridge driving for the line, looking to take the lead away from Switzerland. And Charlie Woodbridge misses it by 1/100th of a second. Oh. Had the green light the whole length of the course. But Switzerland still lead the way here as we move to Micha Ozerban. First racer out on course on the first run, and was 14th fastest after the first run. Had his World Cup debut in Kranjska Gora in the giant slalom on the back in last year, season January of 2025. And since then, he's started on the World Cup Tour 6 times. 1/100th of a second is his advantage off of that upper section, steeper, and now through the lower part of this track as the slope gets a little bit gentler, not quite as steep, but it's not easy here on the closeout. There you can see a couple little errors coming from the Slovenian Ozerban, and there goes the advantage. 0.39 of a second off the pace now. Juliano Fuchs leads by 1/100th of a second. In yesterday's giant slalom, we saw a couple of racers move up 14 places. Ozerban skis into 5th position. There's the Italian Tatum Bieler, who picked up bronze in the women's giant slalom, moved up 14 places in the second run. So you never know, one of the medalists could come from one of these next racers. On course now for France is Pierre-Antoine Damavin, wearing bib 35. Skied himself into the top 15 on the first run. 0.34 of a second was the advantage in the start had over Juliano Fuchs, and he's lost that lead. Oh, he's really running a straight line down here. Found a little bit of time off the pace by 0.08 of a second. Pierre-Antoine Damavin out of Valsigny in France. Through these final turns now, will it challenge one of these top spots? Damavin for France skis into 5th position, 0.61 back, just a couple hundredths of a second behind Zach Carrick-Smith for Great Britain. Sweden are next in the gate with Nick Nyberg, 12th after the first run. And again, we're looking at how tight the times were, because Juliana Fuchs has already moved up 8 places, and the advantage in the start hut that Nyberg has is only 0.4 of a second, and that time has gone away from Nyberg and some. Ooh, he's skiing pretty relaxed and loose here on the lower part of the pitch. 0.44 off the pace now for Nick Nyberg from Åre is where Nyberg skis out of. That's where the Women's World Cup Tour is competing, starting tomorrow with the giant slalom. 0.59 off the pace of that third intermediate time now for Sweden's Nyberg, 18 years of age. Crosses the finish line, Nyberg into 7th position, 0.8 back. That drops Kerba into 8th.
Leader Juliano Fuchs, Switzerland.
Switzerland still will sit 1 and 3. Charlie Nieberg, 1/100th of a second off the pace of Fuchs in a second position. On course now for Norway, Alexander Berg Torpe. Again from the club of Stuybeck, just outside of Oslo. Here today racing is his first start, first time qualifying to the Junior World Ski Championships. 13/100ths of a second off the pace as he makes that transition from steep to flat. Oh, I thought he was down there just as he rolled over that rise. Nearly lost the grip of the outside ski. Really nice position on the skis here for Alexander Berg Torpe. We'll have to keep an eye on the young Norwegian over the next seasons. Then he drops into 11th position, 1.22 off the pace. Juliana Fuchs for Switzerland is safe in top spot. The Austrian Florian Niemeyer on course now, 10th after the first run, moving into our fastest 10 racers from the first run. Niemeyer out of Radstad. Oh, he's really into trouble here, fighting the turn, just that swing and the offset here, really challenging the skills of the Austrian Florian Niemeyer. Not short of fight and grit here on this opening section. 1/100th of a second off the pace. Florian Niemeyer for Austria on the second half of this race course here in Narvik. The second run here of this men's giant slalom. 0.68 off the pace now. Oh, that's not going to shake things up in the top three. Switzerland lead the way with Giuliano Fuchs, and now Niemeyer for Austria crosses the finish line, has skied into 9th position. 1.02 off the pace, 12th fastest on the second run. Well, that's the young Norwegian giving a report up to his teammates still to come. 3 Norwegians in the top 5 after the first run. And Jeremy Nolting's on course, and he is out. Oh, that's a shame. Nolting out of Steamboat Springs Winter Sports Club. Picked up an 8th place finish in last year's giant slalom in Tarvisio. But here today in Narvik on the second run, it's a DNF for Jeremy Nolting. Well, understandable frustration from the American skier Nolting. A lot of work, a lot of preparation goes into qualifying and getting here to these Junior World Ski Championships to represent your country, and then to strike for the podium. Well, speaking of podium, Flavio Vitali here for the French team is the reigning champion at the Junior World Ski Championships in the men's giant slalom, winner in Tarvisio. A little bit of work to do here on the second run. Races for the French ski team. He is going to be absolutely charging. It's all or bust here for Flavio. 0.49 up. He's lost a couple of tenths. Oh, and he's into all sorts of trouble and skis out here, and it will not be a repeat for the 20-year-old French skier out of Club de Sport Teen. 17 starts on the World Cup Tour, best finish of 10th. That was in Solden at the start of this year, and that will be frustrating for the French skier. He hands over the baton to the next giant slalom Junior World Ski Champion. well, racer 32. An impressive ski on the first run. Needs to keep calm here in the second run. The Italian Jakob Franzelin. I can sit here and say just do as you did in the first run and execute, but it's easier said than done. That's when, as the racer, the athlete, you just go through the motions of working on what is within your control. Good inspection, good preparation, good warm-up, review the course, get those feelings ingrained, and strong skiing so far here from Franzelin. It's the same kind of smooth, linked giant slalom turns that we saw on the first run that allowed him to go from bib 32 into the top 7, still holding the green light here with by 0.13 of a second. Oh yes, here, is this enough still with the green light? No, he's off the pace now by 0.35 of a second. It could be Italy to take top spot away from the Swiss skier, but he has some work to do on these final turns here in this second run. Jakob Franzelin for Italy crosses the finish line, skis into 7th position, dropping down the finishing list. No change to those fastest 6. Juliana Fuchs for Switzerland leading the way. France in second with Charlie Woodbridge. France are in the start gate with Nashville Marchand. His advantage over Fuchs, 0.69 of a second. A young 19-year-old French skier from Serre-Chevalier, but at 15 years old moved to the Club de Sport of Courchevel. Giant slalom gold medalist at the Gangwon Youth Olympic Games back in 2024 in Korea. Still with the green light at the second intermediate here. Are France going to take the top spot? 0.37 up. Keeps it settled here through the lower part of the track through this third intermediate time. And now he's off the pace by 0.25 of a second. Oh, it's gotten away from him between interval number 2 and 3. Nashville Marchand. Is it Switzerland? Is it France? Oh, it stays for Switzerland. Hull Marchand into 6th position. France still sits second with Charlie Woodbridge. And for the moment, the Swiss skier Juliana Fuchs has moved up 15 places. His teammate Aurelio Wiersch still sits third. Switzerland holding first and third. Zach Carrick-Smith in 4th position, and it's his twin brother Freddie Carrick-Smith on course now for Great Britain, 5th fastest after the first run. The advantage he had in the start gate, he's lost all but 0.07 of a second. That is World Cup debut back in October on the World Cup Tour in Solden in the giant slalom. Has had 3 more World Cup starts since then. Mom and Dad are their coaches, Emma Carrick-Anderson, who raced on the World Cup Tour for Great Britain, and Phil Smith, racing all 3 of their boys on the slopes of Teen. And now competing at, and competing well at the Junior Worlds. Luca Carrick-Smith will be racing, but picked up Great Britain's first ever Junior World Ski Championship medal last year in Tarvisio. 0.55 off the pace. Oh, he's gone down. Big crash for Freddie Carrick-Smith. Oh, and everyone holds their breath here. That was quite a heavy hit. Gets caught on the inside ski, hits a little bump, tries to recover and save it. Twists and tumbles and turns the skis and pulls, release. Oh, frustration for sure for Freddie Carrick-Smith. We'll just have a brief hold here as we collect his equipment. So Freddie was 5th fastest after the first run, just taking a moment to collect himself.
Looks more like physically.
Juliana Fuchs for Switzerland. sitting there in top spots. And as he collects his equipment, smiles from Freddie Carrick-Smith, just shaking that one off. Sebastian Hagen next to go, fourth fastest from the first run. Hagen, his advantage in the start hut over the leader at the finish. Fuchs is, well, it's quite a handy advantage, 0.93 of a second. Oh, troubles already for Hagen. Oh, he was fourth in the giant slalom of Tarvisio. 20 years of age from Oslo. And Sebastian Hagen with that error on those opening turns. He's trying to find something else. He's keeping it close here, but that advantage of over 9/10 of a second is gone away from him. 600ths of a second back now. Really trying to make work of the lower part of this course. Half a second off now, and it looks as though the lead of the Swiss skier Juliana Fuchs is safe from the Norwegian Sebastian Hagen. Tucks for the line. Hagen crosses the finish line, skis into 8th position. On course now for Spain is Alex Aubert Serracanta, 20 years of age, out of La Molina. Third fastest after the first run. And again, some errors coming in the same spots that we just saw from Hagen. His lead now 0.76 of a second. Just needs to settle here. Coached by Noel Baxter, who was a racer with the British team. Race for Great Britain, and now has been coaching for some years with the Spanish, their development team, and doing great work here. Serracanta, oh, could this be a change at the top? Juliana Fuchs has moved up 17 places. We've been waiting. He's been holding that top spot, but it's up to the Spanish racer now, Aubert Serracanta. Can he get a medal for Spain here in the men's giant slalom in Narvik? Is it enough? He's done it! Oh, 500ths of a second into the lead. What a ski on this second run for Aubert Serracanta. Incredible. And he drops to the ground, of course. Relief for the Spaniard. Well, we go straight to the top. Fastest two from the first run. Left to go, Rasmus Bakkevig. Second position in the giant slalom of Tarvisio. So his advantage over Serracanta in the start hut was 0.18 of a second. He has found more time in that opening split. This is calm. It's smooth. Solid from Bakkevig, 21 years of age. This is last year as a junior. And he wants gold. 6 World Cup starts to his name. He's found the top 30 once at the World Cup level. That was last year in Hafjell in the giant slalom. Here in Narvik at these Junior World Ski Champion, he is absolutely charging on this second run, the close out of this race. Couple of gates to go. Norway look to take top spot, and he does. 3/10 up for Rasmus Bakkevig. And now, oh, this could be golden for Bakkevig. He's done what he needs to do here on the second run as he awaits for his teammates to go. Jarand Husby Hagen. Oh, already some errors for Hagen. 0.23 up at the start hut. Now he's off the pace. Oh, Norway looking to pick up their first individual medal of these Junior World Ski Championships. Rasmus Bakkevig looking to take his first gold. Last Norwegian to win the giant slalom title at the Junior Worlds was Steen Olsen. 1700ths of a second off here for Jarand Husby Haugen. 18 years of age. Skied beautifully on the first run from bib 10, but now he's off the pace by 0.48 of a second. Only 0.35, only 3,500 separate the fastest three at the moment. Jarand Husby Haugen for Norway. Tucks for the line, skis into second. Oh, he found more time, and Norway go 1 and 2 in the men's giant slalom. Oh, what a calm and cool, collected closeout from the Norwegian Haugen. I thought he was off the podium. Rasmus Bakkevig takes gold, switches out his silver medal from Tarvisio to a gold here in Narvik. But Spain, Alex Ober-Serracanta claims the bronze medal. Only the second ever Junior World Ski Championship medal for Spain. Brilliantly skied. Those fastest three from the first run stay on the podium and take the medals here in the second run in the overall standings. Giuliano Fuchs, spare a word for him. He was moving up, holding the top position for so long, moving up 17 places in the second run. Will finish fourth. Here's a look at the standings. Rasmus Bakkevig overtakes his teammate Jarand Husby Haugen to claim gold. Haugen second for Norway. Norway 1 and 2, with Spain claiming third, the bronze medal.
Head start from Alpine Skiing.
Third position for Spain goes to Alex Ober-Serracanta for Spain. What a brilliant ski for the Spanish skier. Well, Norway needed an individual medal here, and they picked up 2 in today's men's giant slalom, with Jarand Husby Haugen in second, silver medal, but Rasmus Bakkevig claims the gold here in Narvik. To the delight of the home crowd, the Norwegians are golden in the men's giant slalom.
Thank you, Liz. Continue with the race.
Well, quick celebrations for the top 3 finishers in the finish area, and we will quickly move to the start to go through the rest of this second run start list.
Rasmus Bakkevig, you are junior world champion in GS. What a second run, what a performance. How did you do that today?
To be honest, all my Norwegian friends are here. My Jaran. It was pushing me in the first run, and I was like, yeah, I have to just deliver. My dad is here, and it was awesome. The best feeling ever.
Exactly, double victory for Norway. Are these Norwegian conditions today?
Definitely, you see that on the podium. I think it's very difficult conditions, especially down here. First run, second run was actually better, but it's salty and it's on the edge of what we should ski on. But it was good enough today, and thank you to all of the crew in Narvik and everyone that made this race possible, because it was a good one.
Junior World Champion, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Huge congratulations to Rasmus Bakkaveg. You could see how much it meant to him to claim that gold. And two strong runs put together have given him the title here today.
Congratulations. Leading after the first run, now Vice Junior World Champion in GS. Are you happy with your performance today?
Yeah, absolutely. The first run was really rough, especially on the flat part. So in the second, I just knew I had to go for it. And I did. And it pays off. So I'm really happy.
Double victory for Norway. What did the coach tell you guys before the second run?
Oh, I hear from the top that Rasmus came in the lead, so I knew I had to really perform. And hopefully I'll take him, but I'm so happy to stand on the second place with him.
Fantastic. Enjoy your silver medal and congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, a truly huge result for Norway, going 1 and 2 with the young Jarand Husby Haugen. Let's have a listen to the bronze medalist, the Spaniard.
Bronze medal for Spain. You took over the lead after Juliano Fuchs was for 15th position in the lead. What did you think at the start?
Obviously, I didn't know that at the start. I was just focused on doing my run, doing my best skiing. I did some mistakes in the top, but yeah, in the end, I just pushed through and made it to the finish line. I saw it was green, and I broke. I mean, it's my dream to come here to win, but still, third place is amazing. Just some days ago, I was fourth by a couple of hundreds, so now being on the other side of the hundreds feels really nice.
Congratulations for your bronze today. What can we expect from you in the slalom?
Well, I mean, obviously GS is my main event, but as we saw today, anything can happen. So we're gonna go there, bring a lot of intensity, and let's see what we do.
Let's go Spain. Congratulations.
Vamos! Vamos!
Yes, a huge congratulations to the Spanish team and to Aubert Serracanta. Norway take the giant slalom title back since the likes of, well, it's been since 2022 when Alex Steen Olsen was the last Norwegian to win the giant slalom title at the Junior Worlds. And here today it's Rasmus Bakkaveg. And we continue to move through the conclusion of this second run. Still plenty of racers left to go in the start. And on course now is Liam Liljenborg. Quickly to update you, while those interviews were happening, a couple of racers started. Alan Hirvasek for Slovenia sits in 27th. Thomas Holzer has finished his second run, skied into 26th position. Victor Hagiat, double gold medalist for France at these Junior Worlds, skied in, has not finished the second run, and there Liam Liljenborg skied into 27th position. We go to the Icelandic racer Mattias Kristinsson. Mattias Kristinsson from bib 53 on the first run, skis into 28th position for the moment, just over 4 seconds back of the leading time. On course now as well for Iceland, Bjarni Thor Hauksson. 2 Icelandic racers, one right after the other. 3 Europa Cup starts to his name. Has recently been racing in Norway ahead of these junior worlds. And crosses the finish line into 27th position. Racer 45, Max Holtzinger for Germany, on course now, 37th after the first run. 2.2 off the pace in the start hut, now 2.65 back from the Norwegian, Bakkavig. Mats Holtzinger out of ski club Rotak Egern. Skis into 27th position. As I storm on course now. Started 19th in the first run. Had a couple of mistakes on that first run. Looking to change things up here on the second run. 2.99 off the pace at that final split time. Skis into 27th position, 3.03 off the pace. On course now, Aldo Tomasek for Czechia. Aldo Tomasek for Czechia started the day with, 61st starter on the first run and skis into 30th position on the overall results sheet. Alexander Ax Schwartz for Sweden on course now. Out of the Lidengö Slalom Ski Club. Has 1 Europa Cup start to his name. Back in last season in Bakkaera. Ax Schwartz for Sweden finishes with the time of 2 minutes 13 seconds, 0.43 into 33rd position. Nicolas Quintero for Argentina on course now. Oh, and he's out on the second run here. On course now for Spain is Marc Ubera Cherco. Cherco, start of the day. Oh, definitely some scrappy turns there, but good recoveries from the young Spaniard. Finished 38th in the Super G. Here. Ooh. I'm not too sure how he's still in this course. Very skillful recoveries from Ubero Cerca. And just make it through these final turns after all the efforts. Above 29th position for Ubero Cerca as he goes down in the finish area. Tomas D'Ambrogio on course and out. It's Attila Eberhard Banyai in the start gate, 46 after the first run for Hungary. Get a look at these opening turns here. Clean and smooth here from Banyai, the Hungarian. Managing the rougher conditions quite well. 4.17 off the pace now for Banyai. Just getting a little late and low in the line, but manages things well here. Banyai for Hungary approaches these final turns. 34th position for the Hungarian. Well, William Karlsson for Sweden was quickly on course and quickly off the course. Will not finish this second run. We go to Robert Clark for Switzerland. Clark from Lausanne. Raced in the Super G here in Narvik, finishing 20th. He's recently been racing over in Verbier, Les Diablerets for the Swiss National Championships in the Giant Slalom, picking up a 26th place finish. That race was won by French skier Nashua Marchand. Oh, and it's just a little bit too much there for Robert Clark. Skis out on the second run. Quickly back to the start. We have Maximilian Hoder on course now for the USA from Mount Mansfield Academy. Max Hoder. We'll definitely look for him in the slalom discipline as well. The slalom, the strongest of his events, of the Alpine events. Taking part in his second year with the Apex 2100 postgraduate group to bring his training and racing over to the European circuits. Picked up his first ever NORAM podium this season in the slalom. Good skillful skiing here from Hoder on this second run. Oh, and just as I say that, the air comes. That little breakover, that little roll, just cut the line a little bit too close, gets kicked by the terrain, and Hoder is out on this second run. On course now, Felix Norris for Germany, out of Ski Club Garmisch, 20 years of age. Has been competing on the Europe Cup Tour, and well, has qualified here to these Junior Worlds to represent his country of Germany. Felix Norris crosses the finish line, skis into 34th position, 30th fastest in the second run. Luis Stucki next to go for Switzerland. Luis Stucki from Zermatt in Switzerland, a popular training, glacier training spot for many teams in the summer period to get those valuable summer skiing days in. Luis Stucki goes into 37th position. Alti Piero on course now for Finland. Started the day with bib 52. Part of that Finnish ski team who claimed, well, the Finnish skiers who claimed silver in the mixed team parallel earlier this week. Nearly took gold, but Sweden won the gold on that day. But Piero was a really valuable part of the Finnish team that day. Alti Piero for Finland skis into 39th position. Michael Huber for Germany, 59th after the first run, 53rd after the first run, wearing bib 59. Finished 18th in the Super G on Monday earlier this week. The first medal event for the men. And here today, Michael Huber for Germany skis into 39th in the giant slalom event. Dmytro Shepyuk on course now for the Ukraine, 54th after the first run. Has competed at the Senior World Ski Championships and at the Olympic Winter Games. So, good experience for Shepyuk on the senior tour at the highest of levels in alpine skiing. Dmytro Shepyuk for the Ukraine crosses the finish line, skis into 41st position. Yannis Boas for Belgium on course now. Part of the Snow Valley racing team. Approaching the finish line here. Last couple of turns for Yannis Boas for Belgium into 42nd position. Oh, third of the Spanish skiers, Roger Barcelo Castle, skis out on this second run. And we go to the top wearing bib 58 is David Janda for Czechia.
White back.
Well, he competed in the mixed team combined in Tarvisio, finishing 15th for Czechia with his teammate Aldo Tomasek. David Janda doing the slalom portion of that team combined. This is his second Junior World Ski Championships. Just 18 years of age, David Janda. Janda approaching the finish line here has completed this giant slalom race, skis into 42nd position. Spain have one more with Lucan Garitano Iturbe. Spain have picked up a medal here in the men's giant slalom, the bronze medal with Alex Ober Sardacanta. These young developing Spanish athletes being coached by Noel Baxter. Here's the brother of Alan Baxter. Both of them competed for many years with the Great Britain team on the World Cup circuit. 42nd place for Lucan Garitano Iturbe for Spain. Matic Gracovic on course now for Slovenia. 61st after the first run. Gracovic. Oh, he's on the limit here. Nearly cross-blocking some of these giant slalom gates. Just letting the skis run as much as he can on the closeout here. Maciej Kracovic for Slovenia skis into 45th position. On course now, Oliver Tobacco for Slovakia. His sister Kristina also competes for Slovakia. Just 17 years of age. This is, being only 17, this is his first ever Junior Worlds. And Tobacco has crossed the finish line, skis into 45th and gets a result here in today's giant slalom race. Sebastian Birkner for Chile on course now. Birkner on the lower part of this track. Competing here at his first Junior Worlds. Alongside his teammates of Patricio Crespo started today, Thomas Holzer. Good strong Chilean team here in Narvik. And Sebastian Birkner for Chile completes his two-run skis in a 47th position. Felix Sachs on course now for Australia.
Australia is next on course. That's 37th position on Britain.
Sachs managing well this second run course. 17 years of age. Competed in the World Junior Championships of Tarvisio in the slalom and the Super G, and here in Narvik completes the giant slalom event. Bib 75 finishes in 46th position for the moment. On course now is Andrej Barnas for Slovakia. Had a great Super G race, finished in the top 30 with a 26th place finish. Andrej Barnas for Slovakia approaches these final turns and concludes his giant slalom race with a 48th place finish. Toby Jackson on course now for New Zealand. From Team Hut, racing and training out of Mount Hutt in New Zealand, which is not too far outside of Christchurch. Well, approaching these final turns, Toby Jackson, 18 years of age, winner of the New Zealand Giant Slalom National Championship in 2025 held at Cornet Peak, finishes here in this Junior Worlds Championship race in 50th. Oh, and quickly back up the slope, George Brown for Ireland has skied out on the second run. So bib 68 is next to go. Marko Samardjev for Bulgaria. Oh, and he too has skied out just in these opening turns and the steeps where the turns are challenging, and then you add in the rough and bumpy ruts. It takes some effort and a little bit of extra confidence as well to be able to ski that out. Rapolos Lapianis is next to go. Racer number 86, 70th after the first run. So Lapianis making his way down that steep section and has fought well through those challenging turns. I must say, the light's gone a little bit flatter as well as we get a little bit late in the afternoon. It's just after 3 p.m. local time. Rapolas Lapianis for Lithuania crosses the finish line and has skied into 48th position. On course now, Emmerich Guerlo for Portugal from the Vanoise Ski Academy, resides in France. Emmerich Guerlo, racer number 91 on today's start list, wraps up this second run and concludes his race, 48th position for Guerlo. Racer number 63 on course now, 72nd after the first run is Ziggy Wlodzak. Oh, and he's out of the course, will not finish this race.
Come on, Alexander!
On course now, Alexander Boniolo Lund, racing for Denmark. Didn't finish the Super G earlier this week. So a finish here today in the Giant Slalom would be superb. You can guarantee he's been rehearsing this course, visualizing it since he inspected it a good while ago. These later starters, when they finish the first run, will have had a quick turnaround to head back up to the top, inspect the course, and then a nice length of time to get some food, rehearse this second run course, watch some of the earlier starters run it, and then slowly build themselves up, ramp up to that race ready focus. Alexander Boniolo Lund for Denmark skis into 52nd position. Racer 73 on course, Hrove Lucic for Croatia. Oh, and he's out on the upper part of this race course. Bib 85 in the start gate, 75th after the first run is Alexander Korobov.
What about ranked 75 after race 1-1?
Oh, hang on here. Korobov for Kyrgyzstan is hanging on, holding on to the turn here, and still in the course. It looks rough, it looks bumpy. These racers trying to keep it smooth and calm over that outside turning ski. So key to get that good early purchase, that purchase of the turning ski before you head into the deepest part of the arc where you're trying to push across the fall line and create some direction. If you're too late and low on the line, then it's a real fight and a real struggle on the giant slalom skis. Korobov for Kyrgyzstan crosses the finish line into 53rd position. On course for Japan, Neo Kamada out of the Waseda University is where he currently attends. He was racing in Hakuba in the Far East Cup in Japan. Some slalom and giant slalom races. And now here today competing at the Junior Worlds here in Narvik in Norway. Crosses the finish line for Japan, Neo Kamada into 54th position in today's giant slalom. Lawrence Kalf for the Netherlands on course now, 77th after the first run. For the Snow Sports Academy racing program. Really exciting events here at these Junior Worlds, and so great. Everyone tuning in from afar can see the live action, see what's going on here on the slopes. On the slopes of Narvik Fjellet. On course now, Thomas Kan Onol Lang for Turkey.
We go back to the base and to see Thomas racing at Narvik. Thomas Lang representing Turkey. Was 57th after the 3.
In the second run, holding up perhaps just a little bit better than what we saw in the first run, but not easy conditions in any way.
Thomas Kan
Mix of wet, kind of half frozen snow, creating a little bit of a surface for these racers, but not
Turkey.
a huge amount. Thomas Kan Onol Lang for Turkey skis into 57th position. And on course now. Oh, and out of the course is Harrison Adkins for Great Britain. Will not finish the second run. For New Zealand on course now is Hemi Mielke. And we'll get a good look at his whole run. These intervals going at 45 seconds between each racer. Good line here on the steeper section of the pitch from Hemi. Hemi is out of the Wanaka Snow Sports Club. Has been over here in Europe, racing some FIS events in preparation for these Junior Worlds down in Pozzo di Fassa. 2 top 10s and some slalom events, so Hemi will certainly be competing in the final medal event of these Junior Worlds on Sunday, the men's slalom. Hemi Mielke crosses the finish line for New Zealand into 58th position. On course now is Diane Bruin for the Netherlands. Racer wearing bib number 100 from the first run. Well, he's well inside the top 100 here on the overall results list. Goes into 55th position for Diane Bruin. Eunice Terbece on course now from Monaco. Racer number 105. Jonas Terbece for Monaco. Through these final turns, tucks across the finish line, skis into 58th position. Finn McCaw next to go for New Zealand, 83rd after the first run. Finn McCaw for New Zealand started the day with their 95th starter on the first run. Two challenging runs, but Finn McCaw makes it through both runs, finishing in 59th position. Rostislav Kuklov for Kazakhstan on course now, 84th fastest from the first run. Kuklov for Kazakhstan. Oh, what an excellent job here over these two runs from these later starters, and Rostislav Kuklov skis into 62nd position. Idris Yannick on course now. Idris Yannick for Morocco approaches the finish line. He completes both runs and skis into 61st position for Morocco. Great ski from Idris. Corentin Gatigno on course now, the Portuguese racer. Out of Ski Club de Besse. 20 years of age. And Gatigno ducks across the finish line for Portugal, 64th position. Jakob Havlin for Czechia. Out on course now. Oh, and he has skied out. And the Czech racer will not finish. We go back to the top. Wearing bib 104, 88th fastest after the first run is Lucas Leopoldo Ottoni for Brazil. And the Brazilian on these opening turns. Moving well here on this steeper section. through these rougher ruts. Oh, and he gets kicked by one on that left foot. Good skiing here from Ottoni. Has been racing over in the US into Olympic Park for a slalom. Picked up a 28th place finish. Most recently, a top 15 in a slalom race. And a good clean ski here on the second run for Ottoni of Brazil. Lucas Leopoldo Ottoni skis into 65th position. Alex Ornarsson for Iceland on course now. Oh, he's just nearly made, and he does make it to the finish. Oh, what a save on the final two turns. 65th position for Arnarsson of Iceland. Noel Major on course now for Hungary. Oh, and he's out of the course. The Hungarian will be a DNF here in the men's giant slalom. On course now is Jonas Sklatiniotis of Greece. Oh, apologies, that's a tricky one to get out. Competed in the FIS World Ski Championships of Saalbach in 2025, the senior ski championships. Approaching the finish line now for Yanis Sklatiniotis, the Greek racer, skis into 63rd position.
2:21.87 combined time, goes 63rd. Roidas, 30.
On course now is Kan Gudas for Turkey. Across the finish into 68th position for Kan Gudas of Turkey. Patricio Crespo on course now for Chile out of La Parva.
Crespo, Chile.
46th in the Super G.
2:06.77.
And was racing down in Bormio, down in Italy, at some junior FIS races. Didn't find the finish line last week in his races there, but has found the finish line on 2 runs here in Narvik, finishing 68th. Mikola Marcin on course now for the Ukraine. Lots of ripples and bumps on the track now for these later starters, and it really is quite a feat and quite a skillful ski from all of these racers here that we're seeing down these slopes here in Narvik. Nicola Martin crosses the finish line into 69th position. Racer 99. If you're listening, you're Canadian, that's Gretzky. Number 99. Can't be Canadian and not think about that. Ruben Loos for the Netherlands on course here from AW Ski Racing. Well, Ruben Loos for the Netherlands has made it to the finish on the second run, 70th position. Oh, just a little crash in the finish line, but he is, as a result, posted in the giant slalom. Luka Pobrai for Lithuania on course now. Oh, and he's out. A DNF for Pobrai. Christophe Boisse for Belgium on course next.
This is Boas, first split.
Boas now just hanging on here down these steeper turns in the opening section of this giant slalom track. The slalom will also run down this slope, just starting a little bit lower. And Boas has skied out here in the second run.
This is Boas. Arcos Veroce, Hungary next, 813.
On course now is Akos Voracai.
Rank 72 at first place.
Now Voracai for Hungary gets through the upper part of this track, just holds on to these final turns, sets them right, and now can get it run just a little bit across this flat section. And then over this little rise, strong on that left foot through that red gate, and gets right back into the rhythm of the lower part of the course here.
Arcos Veroce, Hungary, third place, 2:08.77. Still in 72nd position. Dimitro Haspar, first place, 1:28.75, across the finish line now.
Akos Voracai for Hungary crosses the line into 72nd position.
72nd position. Dimitro Haspar from the Ukraine. Second place, 151.93. On course is also 509.
On course now is Dimitro Hashpar for the Ukraine. Competed in the Super G, 47th place finish on that day earlier this week, and here today in the giant slalom, started with bib 110, has skied into 71st position on the results sheet. Now out on course for the Ukraine is Sviatoslav Vatahovic. Big days of racing here in the technical disciplines, the giant slalom. This here, the conclusion of the giant slalom events, the men's giant slalom, and then into the slalom events. But big start lists means You do need a lot of hands on the side of the hill between the coaches, the race organizing committee, and all of the volunteers. Huge efforts to put together these excellent race conditions, working tirelessly the whole length of the day over the 2 runs. All the volunteers that have come here to Narvik to help out with these junior worlds, represented by 20 different nationalities. Really impressive. This is Robin Mens of Belgium on course now with the Casablanca racing team. And skis into 75th position. On course now for Albania is Lapo Chiarolanza. Albania being well represented on the World Cup tour, on the women's tour with... Oh, and he has skied out, Lapo Chiarolanza. He was so close. He had the finish in sight, Chiarolanza, but that's a DNF. Diogo Vasconcelos on course now for Portugal.
Diogo Vasconcelos, Portugal, in his second split, 154.7. Third split for Vasconcelos from Portugal is 2:11.20. Diogo Vasconcelos. On course we have Totala Nagoyan.
Last couple of turns here for the Portuguese racer Diogo Vasconcelos. Skis into 76th position. Totsot Nokyamen for Thailand.
1:55.14. Totala Nokyamen from Thailand, third split, 2:11.75. 2:11.75 for the racer from Thailand, and 170. Totsavat Nokyamen across the finish line.
Totsot Nokyam for Thailand skis into 77th position.
Currently 77th position. Teammate Fabian West. Fabian West, 70th, Thailand, next, ranked 106 after the first run.
Well, just being held here briefly in the start gate is Fabian Wist, also for Thailand. And Thailand are in the gate with Fabian Wist. And now out on course here on this second run. The second run course set by the Swedish coach. And again, if you are just a quick reminder of the standings of the top 3, we have Norway that went 1 and 2, gold and silver here in the men's giant slalom. Rasmus Bakkevig took silver a year ago in Tarvisio and has made it one better with a gold here on home soil. Said his friends and family were at the bottom cheering him on, watching. So a fantastic ski and a fantastic result for the Norwegian Rasmus Bakkevig. But just as golden as the win from Bakkevig is the finish for Aubert Saracanta for Spain with a bronze medal. 2 very courageous runs, was third fastest after the first run and then secured that with a strong second run It wasn't easy in the second run. Fastest second run time was clocked by Juliana Fuchs, and that did allow him to move up 17 places into 4th position. Fabian Wies for Thailand crosses the finish line and completes his giant slalom race, skis into 76th position. On course now, oh, and he's lost a ski on the 3rd gate. Troubles. That was, just getting a look there. That was Theo Montagne of Madagascar. Is out on the second run. Racer number 116 is in the start hut. Axel Ben Noon for Israel. Nine racers to go here on this second run to conclude this men's giant slalom race, the 5th medal event of these Junior World Ski Championships here in Narvik. Again, the atmosphere, the crowds, the spectators, all taking this in, making the atmosphere at these events really something special. Here we go with Axel Ben Noon for Israel. On course now. 108th after the first run. Ooh, he's gone a little bit wide, a little bit late and low, and that ends the run for Axel Ben Noon of Israel. Next up here will be Connor Verseveld of Ireland. Connor Verseveld managing this upper section. Steeps, just has to stay away from that low line to get the berm where the snow gets a little bit softer. Oh, and he's into trouble there. Just sneaks around the red gate. He's still in the course here. He's 18 years of age. Previously raced for the Netherlands. Oh, and now he goes down. Oh, really clatters the gate. Takes that red gate out pretty hard and heavy. Getting caught in the softer snow outside the track. And quickly, some course volunteers get in to help him out. He stands up. We go to the next racer, Mario Ioannis Tsiopanas for Greece. And he too out of the course on this second run. The start gate is racer number 133, Robert Turpel for Luxembourg. And on course now 20 years of age from the Hiversport Ski Club. Has recently been racing at some FIS citizen races and touring out. Didn't finish 2 slalom races. Has been picking up some results in giant slalom, mainly racing in the technical discipline. So we will see Turpel in the closeout event of these Junior Worlds, Sunday's slalom race for the men.
2:16.98. On course is Ye Sheng-Tsai from Taipei. 1:35.50 is his first plate. Turpel manages to get past that 2 gates and crosses.
Robert Turpel for Luxembourg crosses the finish line, skis into 79th position.
79th position. Ye Sheng-Tsai.
And on course now is Yuan Sheng-Tsai of Taipei.
Ye Sheng-Tsai. Taipei.
He's made it through the upper part of the track, the tough, steep section, and is trying his best to let the skis run here as he gets bounced around from this rough course. Oh, hang on here. He makes it around the last gate. Yuan Sheng-Tsai for Taipei into 80th position. On course for Lebanon is Max Lucas Sakal.
First plate 1:36.68. Sakal from Lebanon. Second split 2:01.30. Sakal third split 2:18.85. 2:18.85, and he has 6 more gates to go. Lucas Max Sakal. We have Jason Khalil from Lebanon, his teammate also in the course. We have Sakal from
And
Lebanon.
Lucas Max Sakal for Lebanon crosses the finish line, skis into 81st position.
And he has ranked 81 so far. Jason Khalil, 1:37.65, the first split.
On course
Second
now,
split for Khalil. is
stay with
2:03.04.
Lebanon with Jason Khalil.
1:03.04, Jason Khalil from Lebanon. Soon breaks the photo up there and will have his third split, 2:20.87, 2:20.87. Sean Zhao Chichuan from Taipei, 1:42.16 first split. We have Jason Khalil from the Lebanon across the finish line. 2:30.
Jason Khalil skis into 82nd position.
Thank you. Sean Zhao Chichuan from Taipei. First split for him. 4. From Taipei, Sean Zhao Chichuan.
On course, this is Sean Xiaozi Chuang for Taipei.
2:30.54.
As we are on the second to last racer here on this men's giant slalom second run, the conclusion of this giant slalom race. Slight delay at the start of the day, and we have the race organization and jury have successfully put this race together in some challenging racing conditions. Chuang for Taipei skis into 83rd position, and on course now is Benjamin Lewis Goldsmith, for Israel, and he has skied out. The final racer will not finish this second run. And it really must be said, these later starters having the most challenging of conditions. He wears bib 138. We had 139 on the start list. and it was just that little bit too bumpy perhaps here on this second run. We'll have a look at the overall standings. Rasmus Bakkevig for Norway takes the gold. Norway with 2 medals, second with Jarand Husby Haugen. Spain with the bronze with Aubert Serracanta. Juliana Fuchs, what a great second run. Fourth for Switzerland with Charlie Woodbridge, the top French skier. And fifth, Freddie Carrick-Smith was the fastest for Great Britain in the first run, but he skied out. It was Zach Carrick-Smith who picks up a 7th place finish for Great Britain in this men's giant slalom. The young Italian had a brilliant first run, but in the second run just dropped down the finishing list a little bit. Jakob Franzelin from bib 32 finishes in 12th position. Top American John Kerbaugh, 14th position, just makes it inside the top 15. Moving down the finishing list here, racers from New Zealand, Greece, Ukraine, Belgium, Brazil. Fantastic. 83 racers on the finishing list here in today's men's giant slalom at these FIS Alpine Junior World Ski Championships, 45th edition, 5th medal event here in Narvik. With that result today, that bronze medal, Spain pick up their 2nd ever Junior World Ski Championship medal. The first one came from Anders Mintegui just a few years ago in 2024 in Port du Soleil in the Super G, 2nd position. Thank you for joining myself, Britt Janik, and FIS TV for the conclusion of this men's giant slalom. Thrilling live ski racing action. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow. It's Women's Slalom Day here on the slopes of Narvik.